7 months after the murder, Bryony, a psychologist, visits a detention center to assess Jamie. A guard mentions he recently got into a fight with another inmate, but both boys blamed each other. Bryony watches the footage but doesn't let it sway her. She's here to make her own assessment. Before their session, she grabs a hot chocolate from the vending machine, adding marshmallows. She remembers Jamie likes them. When they meet, he notices and thanks her. She also offers him half of her sandwich. At first, their conversation is light. Jamie jokes that she sounds like a grandma. He talks about his grandparents, saying his dad's side is very particular. His dad and granddad are similar, both tough, traditional men. But when Bryony asks what masculinity means to him, Jamie gets defensive, like she's reading too much into things. They talk about his dad, an emergency plumber who works long hours. Jamie says he's kind but has a temper, recalling when he tore down a shed in frustration. He insists his dad has never hurt him, but admits there were times when his dad seemed ashamed of him, especially when he struggled with sports. When Bryony asks about the fight, Jamie brushes it off, saying it wasn't a big deal. She tries to bring the conversation back to masculinity, but he shuts her down, accusing her of trying to trick him. He demands to see her notes, but she refuses, reminding him that she's there to be fair. Jamie then questions why he's locked up when Ryan, another boy involved, gets to stay home. He complains about the facility, calling it a madhouse, full of boys screaming at the TV. He insists he doesn't belong there and swears he didn't do anything. He refuses to sit. When Bryony tells him to, he snaps, yelling that she doesn't control him. He knocks over his hot chocolate and shouts at her until a guard steps in. Bryony reassures him that everything's fine. Jamie apologizes, and instead of ending the session, she stays. Later, Bryony steps out for tea. Jamie asks for another hot chocolate. Bryony watches him through the security cameras. A guard comments that words can lie, but body language tells the truth. Bryony stays quiet, observing Jamie as he sits there, lost in thought. Back in the room, Bryony makes it clear she's not a cop and isn't trying to get a confession. She just wants to understand his perspective. Jamie agrees to answer her questions, saying he feels better. She asks about his parents, and Jamie insists his dad is a good husband. He doesn't talk to other women and loves his mom. When she brings up his friendships, especially with girls, he says he doesn't have many. He admits he wants a girlfriend and imagines taking her to the cinema, maybe for a walk after. When Bryony asks about intimacy, he says he's kissed and touched girls before, but then immediately takes it back, admitting it never happened. Then Bryony brings up Katie, the girl whose private photo was leaked. Jamie asks how she knows about her. He admits he saw the picture, but so did everyone else. When she asks how he felt, he says he liked it, but insists it didn't make him feel powerful. Bryony asks if Katie sent the picture to impress a boy named Fidget. Jamie says she did, but Fidget shared it, and that's how it spread. He's annoyed that because of this, Fidget probably won't get more pictures from other girls. When Bryony states that Katie is dead, Jamie quickly clarifies that he didn't mean he expected more from her specifically. Jamie says he doesn't think girls are attracted to him because of his looks. He clearly wants Bryony to contradict him, but she doesn't. Instead, she focuses on how he sees himself. Frustrated, Jamie accuses her of twisting his words. He throws a chair across the room and yells. A guard moves to step in, but Bryony signals him to wait. Jamie mocks her for staying calm, accusing her of thinking she's better than him. He paces, then finally sits back down. Bryony brings up his history with bullying. He downplays it but admits he was targeted. She asks about his Instagram, pointing out that he follows a lot of models but doesn't post much himself. When she brings up Katie's comments, mocking ones referencing incel culture, Jamie confirms their meaning. He says she was calling him undesirable and that others joined in. He admits it was cruel but never confronted her about it. Jamie swears he had nothing to do with Katie's death, but then he tells Bryony about a conversation they had. He says he approached her after her photo leaked, offering support and inviting her to the fair. He admits he saw an opportunity, thinking her embarrassment might make her more open to him. But she laughed in his face, saying she wasn't that desperate. After that, she kept mocking him, making him feel even worse. Then Jamie admits he confronted Katie the night she died. He had a knife and she was scared, but he insists he didn't touch her. He argues that most guys in his position would have taken advantage of the situation, which in his mind makes him better than them. Almost immediately, he backtracks, blaming exhaustion and swearing he's innocent. Bryony reminds him that if he's found guilty, there will be real consequences. As the session ends, Jamie panics. He asks if she'll see him again, and when she says this is their last meeting, he begs her to tell the judge he was honest. She tells him she believes he told the truth, but that her job isn't to decide his guilt. Desperate, he asks her if she likes him, not romantically, just as a person. Bryony stays professional, saying her role isn't to form personal opinions. As the guard takes him away, Jamie yells at Bryony not to report what he said. He keeps asking her to tell his dad he's okay. He pounds on the glass, growing more frantic, while Bryony, holding back tears, finally walks out of the room.